a line, a diagonal incision across country and town, a cross-section of landscape, people, places, climate, a route where the travelling is the reason, arrival is anticlimax, a test of stamina and resilience, a view of England and Scotland from end to end, free of the cocoon of car or train. The land is experienced intimately and sometimes painfully. So I found myself one sunny September morning at Land's End, about to set off on this great adventure. My wife and son William were there to see me off. Right, see you later. I'd cycled to Paris a couple of times, a mere 300 miles, to raise money for charity. 4 years ago, my brother was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. As the disease progressed, it became clear it was something more serious. It turned out to be multiple system atrophy, a rare condition which kills in only a few years and in a most distressing fashion. I'd known one other person who had contracted MSA. Her name was Sarah Matheson, who, while she was dying, set up a trust in her name to support sufferers of MSA. My brother died in Christmas 2000, and I decided then to do something to raise money to help the Sarah Matheson Trust fund research into the disease. The 1,000-mile trip from Land's End to John O'Groats was arduous enough for my friends to feel obliged to dig deep into their pockets, as they have done. I experienced the changing countryside of England and Scotland, from the hilly moors of Devon and Cornwall, through the Somerset levels, up the left-hand side of England, which is largely flat, with some spectacular English landscape. Cumbria was not as tough as expected. Crossing Rannoch Moor and through Glencoe, luckily in good weather, was the highlight of the trip. Began in the West Country, where my father and mother had been brought up, where we holidayed, where we went to school. Traffic is your constant companion, particularly on the direct route I'd decided to take. Few towns, or their motorists, seem to recognise the existence of cyclists, and I felt more exposed than I do commuting in London. You start to develop some sort of fellow feeling with the hedgehogs, rabbits and badgers that lie now wafer thin like pressed flowers on the roadway. Architecturally, my cross-section of England, and I didn't really deviate from it, was pretty depressing. I only saw a handful of post-war buildings of any architectural quality at all. The depredations of volume house builders are all too evident, however. Pretentious clusters of mock-nothing houses claim to be the heritage of today. Sadly, their claim is only too true. I had expected to discover deteriorating towns whose hearts have been cut out by out-of-town shopping parks. While there were some, it was heartening to find that places like Warrington, Lancaster, and particularly Carlisle had brought their centres back to life.
the view of Rannoch Moor. I think I'm at the top of the hill, but I can't believe it because it actually seemed rather easy. But I have to say, this is, I think, what you'd call awesome. Fantastic landscape, beautiful day, wonderful, wonderful space, and makes the whole journey and all the pain worthwhile.
Any rumours that England has become a nation of foodies is a travesty of the truth. The cyclist at the end of an exhausting day is unwilling to take out his good food guide and cycle 30 miles to the nearest gourmet establishment. You have to eat where you stop.
The one place between John O'Groats and Land's End where I managed to get a decent meal is this place. Lots of local fresh fish and crab and lobsters. This is probably the last mileage sign before we get to John O'Groats. Well, here I am going along the last stretch before we get to John O'Groats. Not quite sure what I feel actually. Certainly relief at having finished, but I feel very fit. In fact, I feel fitter today than probably I have for the whole of the journey, so probably could go on quite a lot more quite easily. Nearly there.
It was a magnificent summer's day as I drew close to John O'Groats. My younger brother Geoffrey had flown up to meet me. Looking back, I do feel a sense of achievement, encouraged rather than insulted by those who say, "I can't believe you did it." By the end, I felt exceptionally fit. I could have gone on for another 1,000 miles, I'm sure.
Do you want to put it down? You've got credit Lyonnaise, you can't really see. Do you want to put it? Yeah, that's better. That's better.
I've already started planning my next ride.
I'll just zoom in again so you can
Coast to coast across America.
see them all.